Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about rate limiting, why it is important, what is exactly rate limiting, and how you use that in system design. Rate limiting is a pretty crucial concept in system design, especially for public facing APIs or services. Let's take a simple example of how it works using a real world example. So imagine there is a supermarket with only one checkout counter. Now, on a regular day, there is the counter. Now, on a regular day, the checkout counter can handle 10 customers per minute. 10 customers per minute. Cool. So, this is the supermarket's rate limit. Now, let's say there is a sudden sale and a large number of customers rush into the store. If 50 customers, if 50 customers try to check out in a single minute, it would overwhelm the cashier and cause delays. So to manage this, the supermarket implements a rate limiting systems. It implements a rate limiting system. So they allow only 10 customers to check out in any given minute. If more than 10 customers try to check out, they are asked to wait until the next minute. So this is like a fixed window rate limiter where the counter resets after every minute. Cool. So alternatively, they might allow only 10 customers to check out in any rolling 60-second window. This means if 5 customers checked out in the last 30 seconds, only 5 more can check out in the next 30 seconds. So this is something they can use in the rate limiting algorithm. Now, we have to relate this to system design. So we will take the simple client server model. Suppose this is our client, and so as usual we will take the same thing. This is our client and this is our server client. Cool. So this relationship we have studied from the very start, but here we will use one more. We will have one more, that is database. Cool. So this client is going to ask to this server is going to ask database is going to return to server is going to return to client. Simple as that. Cool. So this act of limiting the number of requests sent to from our system rate is oftenly used to limit the number of incoming requests. Now suppose this client keeps sending requests, keeps sending. It sends around 40 rec per minute. Now at this point the server will say, okay, this is the limit. You can't send more than 20 rec per minute. You can't send more than that. So rate limiting is exactly this. It can also be implemented there, for instance, a type of network request that can be, limited to 1 per second, 5 per second, 10 per second, 10 per minute, something like that. Now, why it is important? This is important to prevent DOS attacks. DOS attacks. Cool. So what is exactly DOS attack? So the short form of the full form of DOS is denial of service attack. So it is an attack in which malicious user tries to bring down or damage a system in order to render it unavailable to the users. So most of the time, suppose this is the server and these are the clients, it starts flooding it with traffic, like millions of requests, 1 million requests per second, using automation or brute force. Some DOS attacks are easily, preventable with rate limiting. Suppose if this person was trying to bring down the server with 1 million requests per minute, but according to the rate limiting system, you can only do 10k per minute. So you can't do more than that. Hence the attack is prevented. So this is why we use rate limiting. Now there is one more kind of attack that is very famous. That is DDoS attack. DDoS. It stands for distributed denial of service attack. So in this attack, traffic flooding the target comes from many different sources. In this, only one was coming from. In this, there are multiple servers, like multiple clients are flooding it. So in this, you can't blame any one client for that. Multiple clients come together to flood it. So this is much harder to defend against, but rate limiting is always there to help you. But even in this, because for every client you have 10k per minute, suppose even if they do 9k per minute and 10 of them are doing this is 90k per minute. So this is a bit hard to defend. That's the reason rate limiting is very useful, but it can also be bypassed. So let's talk about one of the very famous rate limiting service, that is Redis. I know we have talked about Redis in the key value store, hashing, and a lot of other things. But as a key value store, Redis does offer some persistent storage option, but it is typically used as a real fast, best effort caching solution. So this Redis is also used for rate limiting. It is also used for rate limiting. It's a very famous service for rate limiting. So yes, this is it for this video. This was a very simple video, small video about rate limiting, why it is important, how it is done, and like Redis, which is a very famous service for rate limiting. In the next video, we can talk about logging and monitoring. Then we could talk about publish and subscribe pattern. So yes, so that was it from my side. Thank you and have a nice day.